What's going on, guys? Once again, it's Mr. DEBT Joe Lork from the Money Etiquette Group here with another IPO video for you. And today we're talking about Sprout Social. Again, Sprout Social, the Chicago-based social media management company. Now, just a few days ago, Sprout Social quietly filed for their IPO with the SEC, and they're looking to raise about $158 to $160 million. Right now, the shares initially are looking to be priced between $14 to $20 per share, and they're putting out about 8.8 million Class A common stock shares. These shares will come with 1 vote per share, unlike the Class B shares, which go for around 10 votes per share. The Class B share owners, or let's just say the co-founders of the company, they hold most of the company's Class B shares. I think they have about 78% of the Class B shares. So obviously they have more voting power than anyone else, and that won't change with this IPO. But for those who aren't familiar with the company, familiar with the business and the industry of social media management, Sprout Social is a major player in the social media management industry. I promise you, they may not be well known by a lot of you. A lot of you probably heard of Hootsuite if you're into social media marketing. You maybe use them for your services, but Sprout Social is someone not to play with, okay? And they're the first that I know of the big 5 that are going public, with Hootsuite remaining private. So here's some background information about the company, again, if you're not familiar. Number one, they have about 500 employees. So we're not talking about a large company, but they do operate worldwide. They're just not based on U.S. markets. When it comes to their customer base, we're talking about 23,000 different business customers. These businesses can range from a 1 employee, entrepreneurship, small business, up to employers that have thousands of employees. So we're talking about small and large businesses. They kind of fit mostly in the in-between space with companies that range from 15 to maybe 30 employees. But again, 23,000 is nothing to sneeze at. And certainly with their price points of their packages, it means that they're bringing in a lot of revenue. Now, if you want to get into the numbers, and let's just go there since we brought up revenue, let's just get into the numbers. They are still experiencing net losses year after year. They have not turned a profit, but with this IPO, if it becomes available, let's just say in the next few days, and they raise as much money as they propose they should raise, they may turn a profit really quickly, depending on what they do with the money. But let's just go into the finances. In 2017, they lost $21.9 million on $44.8 million in revenue. Now in 2018, they did a lot better. Okay, they lost $20.9 million, which is about $1 million drop. But in addition to that, they raised their revenues up to about $78.8 million. So they saw extreme revenue growth, and they decreased in their net losses. And again, remember what we're talking about. We're saying that they want to raise about $160 million, and they don't have a lot of debts to pay off. They do want to invest in infrastructure. They want to make sure that they spend money on marketing to get the word out, because just like you and myself, up till recently, you may not have heard about them. You may be more familiar with Hootsuite. So they want to make sure that the name is out there. But hey, the numbers are actually looking pretty good in terms of, look, they don't have a lot of debt to pay off. And with what they're losing each year and what they're going to bring in, unless they just overspend, they should be okay with turning a profit in 2021 at the latest. Now, when it comes to what they offer their customers, everyone that signs up, every business that signs up gets a 30-day free trial period in which you can kind of create your own mixture of a plan. So you don't have to do the standard plan, which they have, which is about $99. And then they have the professional plan, which is, I believe, like $175. And then the advanced plan, which is $249. You can kind of tailor it and go in between those plans during that period to figure out what it is that you need for your business. The standard plan covers, I think, about 4 to 5 social media accounts, on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, certainly YouTube. So it does cover all those major, and even some of the smaller ones. They pretty much cover all platforms when it comes to social media. And then as you pay more, you get more of a team that will back you. You get more opportunities to have more of your social media accounts put out there, Twitter, whatever it is. It's the more you pay, the more help you'll receive. They do offer services, or within those services, it's more than just, let's say, creating posts for you. They do offer scheduling, like most of the popular social media management companies. They do offer giving you analytics that are deeper than just your regular Google analytics. They go so far to if you target a certain opportunity and group, they'll find that target group for you. So let's just say you have a business and you want to find teenagers and where they are. Of course, as we know, if you're in the industry, a lot of them are on TikTok. Well, it'll tell you, okay, what are they looking at on TikTok? Not that they're just there. Who's on Instagram? Is it the 35 to 45-year-olds that dominate Instagram, and who dominates Facebook? And then when it comes to YouTube, with the changing algorithms, and how do you get as much organic reach on Facebook? And in fact, speaking of organic reach, that's their biggest pitch. They're not looking to set you up with bots. They're not looking to create fake interactions. Their goal, based on their website, is to create as many genuine interactions as possible. Their goal is to say, okay, here are the customers you want to get into relationships with. Here are the people that you want to reach. And when you reach them, here's how to reach them on a deeper level. Here's how to have a genuine conversation, because not everyone's good at that when it comes to business. You know, not everyone is a great social media advocate or social media user. People, you can see it time and time again, sending out the wrong tweet, sending out the wrong message, offending people. Some people are not aware of how often they offend people. So it's important to always be attached to the group that you want to advertise to and you want to connect with. And basically Sprout Social, they're putting out there that they can do that better than you. They do offer you a team, so it's not just one person helping you. Usually it's going to be at least 3 to 4 people dedicated to helping you in your account. And of course, the more you pay, the more people you have dedicated to your account. But ultimately, we're talking about a company, again, when we look at the financials, they don't have a lot of debt. They are bringing in revenue, and their revenue is growing year after year. Their debts are dropping. And at $14 to $21 per share, it doesn't seem like an overly expensive stock. And then looking at their growth potential, I mean, just think about this for a second. Social media marketing is marketing at this point. Most people are on social media platforms at least 4 to 5 hours per day. They're only watching television about 2 to 3 hours, because most people consume content via their phone. So even when they're not on social media, when it comes down to how much time people spend on their phone, we're talking almost 8 hours per day at this point. Surveys might say 4 to 5, but we're talking about unaccounted time for. I'm talking about just scrolling through your messages, just doing anything. People are looking at their phone a lot per day. So this industry is what I believe in. A lot of people always ask me, well, are you going to invest in this company? Will you invest in this specific industry? I will say, when it comes to social media marketing, I'm 100% in on this industry. Is Sprout Social a big player? I looked at the reviews, and so far everything looks good. PC Magazine had them at a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. I saw another publication, I think it's G2, that had them at a 4.5 out of 5, and that was exactly 1,200 to 1,300 reviews. So I'm seeing on the customer side that people are happy with their service, but I'm also seeing the industry respect Sprout Social for what they do. And when it comes to their niche, you know, when it comes to what they're really good at in the industry, from what I understand, it's helping small businesses. I mean, that's not to say that they can't help large businesses, and that's not to say that they can't help the individual entrepreneur, but at the price point, it becomes difficult for an individual entrepreneur to pay for these services, because you're talking about $99 a month. You're talking about, $250 a month. In order to justify spending that type of money, you better be bringing in revenue. And most small businesses, when it comes to entrepreneurs, they're not bringing in that much revenue because they're just starting. But when it comes to like established businesses that have been at least 5 to 10 years in business, and they may have only 5 to 20 employees, it seems like Sprout Social, based on the reviews and based on what I've heard, they do pretty well within that market. They are looking to expand again, spending the money. What are they going to do with the money? It doesn't list all the specifics. It kind of speaks in generalizations, but it doesn't sound like they're paying off a lot of debt, which is something I like to hear, because I don't want to see that you're kind of drowning in debt before I invest in your company, because that's a bit too much of a hill to overcome. Even though, again, I believe in the industry from 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 2030, it doesn't matter. Social media marketing is a must, and management companies are going to be used more and more based on how effective they are. Some people ask, well, with the change in landscape in terms of algorithms, how Instagram doesn't have as much organic reach as it used to, and Facebook, certainly the organic reach stopped like 5 years ago. YouTube is not as big as it was. TikTok is taking off, it's doing well, and of course, LinkedIn is doing well. People want to know, well, with that changing, will this company change with them? And they've already done so because they've been around for 10 plus years. So they've shown me that though the landscape has changed, they've continued to grow and evolve, which means they have a strong team. And by the way, just as a disclosure, I have not purchased any of their services. I have not been paid by this company, so I don't want you to think that there is any bias. There is no bias. I am not a customer. I have not used any third-party marketing company for my own purposes as of this day. I do my own marketing. However, I'm going to move to that point soon. But as an investor only, I'm speaking only as an investor. It does seem like, I don't know, I like the industry. I like the numbers. I'm going to do a little bit more research. I like the price point, and I'm curious to see where it goes in the first day. It's due to hit the market Thursday of this week. Just to let you know, the ticker symbol is going to be SPT. So we'll see where that goes. Hootsuite, just to put this out there, they're going through a change in management. I believe they're looking for a new CEO, so they're going through an adjustment period, but they're still a private company. Some of you may prefer to use their services. You feel like, that's the way to go, but they haven't said that they're going to go public. So for now, I'm only seeing Sprout Social, and I think that Sprout Social looks pretty decent. And at $16 to $18 a share, to me, it's worth a bet. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you used their platform? Have you used their services? Do you feel like this is an industry worth investing in? I mean, we're on social media all of the time, and certainly with so many small businesses coming about, we need people that know what they're doing and that are able to do it well. And I believe in that industry, but do you? Maybe you feel like this is a fad and this will be over and we'll go we'll use another medium when it comes to our marketing in the next 10 years, so you don't believe in them. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. I make IPO videos all the time. Sometimes it's a week before the IPO releases. Sometimes it's days before the IPO releases. And you want to, if you're an investor, you want to know ahead of time when the next IPO is coming. If you find this video 5 days later, I'm not saying you don't have the opportunity to invest, but you may have missed the window, similar to the video I made about Beyond Meats. I put a Beyond Meats video out 2 weeks before the stock dropped. I put it out a week before it dropped, and people saw it 20 days later, and they're like, man, I wish I would have saw it and taken advantage of that opportunity, because we saw what happened there. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Sprout Social. However, what I am saying is turn on your notifications. It's important. I appreciate your support. You guys have a good one.